What's up everybody, Gundam Flexing here, and today we're going to be checking out Figma Reaper from the Good Smile Company. Now for those of you who don't know, Reaper is a DPS character in a video game called Overwatch. He's very well known for his powerful short-range attack weapons and essentially being an anti-tank. He is a very hard counter, for example, to the champion nicknamed the Monkey. At the time of this video, this product is roughly around $45 and came out about 3 months ago, so February of 2019. And based on what I've seen on other people's YouTube videos, I can tell you that this model is very articulate, and I love his hellfire weapons, his hellfire shotguns. And just even based on the back of the box, you could see that he has a ton of poses, so he can reenact a lot of his scenes, for example, the Death Blossom. So, without further ado, let's check out this product. So, based on the unboxing video, I can tell you that this packaging is very thorough. I mean, there were a ton, and I mean a ton of plastic lining. This just covers pretty much his entire body. You had plastic lining under his hood, the back of his cape, the front of his cape, including his joints like his kneecaps. Not only that, all the individual hands were also nicely packaged. And before we go into this model, I want to first talk about all the accessories. As the instruction sheet indicates, here are the accessories right here. So 2 hellfire pistols, aka shotguns. You get 2 effects, pretty much that shoot out of the barrels. You also get a plastic stand, a thinner plastic stand that's circular, and you get a ton of hand posing. So we're going to check that out. So coming up are the hands. Now these hands are quite articulate, multicolor, and they pretty much just pop out of his wrists and you just insert them in. You have like a closed fist and a closed open fist and an open hand like these. So his claws are silver, his hands are black, and the top part of his gloves are dark gray. You also get 2 awesome looking pistols, and here I just attached his pistol hands, his trigger fingers on these handles, and then I've also attached the cool effects that shoot out of the barrels. These are pretty awesome flames. They fit in just through the barrel like such, and you just push it in, and these things look incredible. Pretty much like dark hell red mixed in with some yellowish orange and near the barrel. Incredibly articulate. These weapons is probably one of my favorite features about this model. What I even like is that it has like some sort of switch here, so it might be like the safety or something, which is pretty cool. Very awesome looking weapons. And then finally, not finally, here we have a stand, which is just a regular circular stand in the center. It's not transparent like the outside. It is mixed in with black and purple. So if you played the game Overwatch, his Death Blossom, this is pretty much the base of his Death Blossom. This is simple, flexible piece of plastic. And now here we have a bag, and this is simple, right? The bag just says Figma at the front. This may be something simple, but This is something that I really wish a lot more companies would do and provide for their products. Just a bag so you could keep all the extra pieces like the hands, something in a bag to keep it organized. This is something cheap they could do and something that I think is incredible. That way you don't have to like keep it in a box or keep it in a drawer. Just helps you with organization, really. Wish more people would do that. And now finally, the product is standing on a second stand right here, which is connected to his back. Now I could tell you that connecting it to his back may be a little bit challenging. It won't fit as easily, so you're going to have to like twist and turn it in there. And now for the model. So when I unboxed this, immediately what I noticed was that new plastic smell as I was unwrapping the layers and layers of plastic. So this is Reaper, the DPS character in Overwatch. Incredibly effective against tanks, especially against Winston, aka Monkey. What I like about this model is not just because it's articulate, I like it because he also has shotgun shells across his belt and across his chest. What you'll notice about this model specifically is because he's wearing a hood, which is also detachable, like that. Because he's wearing a hood, his ability to look to his left and right is extremely limited. But if you took off his hood, yes, you could twist him to the left, you could twist him to the right, whatever. But if we put the hood back on, obviously he's unable to do so. And it just looks silly if Reaper doesn't have his hoodie. So really, his face, his whole entire demeanor is forward facing. Another thing that I've noticed is his elbow joints here are balls, and obviously of course there have to be ball because how else would you make the articulation in order for him to bend? But so what I didn't like about it is that they are very noticeable. At least to me they're noticeable, and this isn't a deal breaker, it's just something that caught my eye. And of course you'll be able to pose them in any way you want, so it won't be visible to you or your friends. But hey, it's still very flexible in the elbows and shoulders, which is good. And of course the shoulders are also on a ball joint. And because he's in a hood, his ability to basically twist to the left and twist to the right is extremely limited in his torso. Like pretty much that's it. But in the upper chest, a little bit, just a little bit. So yes, but he does have the ability to cant a little bit left, a little bit to the right. His legs, there's no issue with his legs in terms of maneuverability. And even his feet, like his toes, have its own little function here, but not his heels. But his ankles are on a ball joint. So overall, in terms of like flexibility, yes, he's got it. He just really can't do certain things like raise his legs or anything like that. But of course, that wouldn't be necessary because he's not Genji. Another thing what I noticed is the cape. Now the cape is essentially pretty much two folds, right? You get the piece right here and then you get the piece right here. What I would like to have is a little bit more articulation, at least a little bit more grooves and bends in his cape. From a distance it looks phenomenal, but I think it'll look even better if it has a little bit of more riffles in it. And of course his back is where the stand goes. If we look at his wrists, it's easy to pop out his hands like this, and then with something like this, it has little placeholders in it, which is really cool. You can take out the placeholders, and then you could just insert his hand. Of course, I'm probably using the wrong hand, but it's all good. There you go, thumbs down, like that. And you can put the placeholders in. And that's just a really cool feature to have, the placeholders for the wrists. And that's it. So overall, this product is well worth the money, especially if you're an Overwatch fan. I mean, look at his belt, it's really cool. It goes all the way around like this. Could even almost come off. For the price, absolutely worth it. There are some limitations to this model. Again, his head is essentially going to remain forward facing. To his elbows, you'll notice the ball joints. And this is just my personal thing. I just would like to see a little bit more ruffles in his back skirt, but of course no one's going to see that if he's facing forward. He does have a little bit flexibility issues in terms of like how high he could raise his legs, but again, in the game, if you're trying to stay true to this character, he doesn't really kick around and none of that, so that's be fine. So he's able to do pretty much anything that the video game character is able to do, and I can't wait to pose him in a Death Blossom. But that's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed checking out this figure with me. If you have any questions or comments, please post it down in the section below. As always, I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.